I'm continuing my journey to see 80 of the world's greatest treasures. This week, I travel through Holy Lands on a quest to understand man's compulsion to celebrate the gods through works of eternal beauty. It's a journey which will take me from the most romantic and most contested places on Earth to the hidden gems of Ethiopia. Over the past 3 months, my cultural marathon has covered the Americas, Australia, and Asia. Now I find myself in the Kingdom of Jordan. I'm heading towards the centre of a great hidden city, a city lost for centuries. It stands at the heart of the Holy Land. The deep and twisting gorge, or Sikh, is the gateway to one of the most extraordinary and mysterious places ever created by man. Of all the ancient ruined cities of the world I've seen on my journey, Petra is in a league of its own. Here's Petra's great architectural treasure, Al-Khazna. It's sculpted from the rock face and beautifully preserved like a jewel in a casket, protected by the cliffs that rise all around it. It's a very, very sophisticated piece of classical design, beautifully, delicately detailed, dating from, it's now thought, the 1st century BC. Al-Khazna means treasure. The Bedouin thought this building was so wondrous it had to contain a treasure from Egypt, so it means treasury. But really, what else can it be? Well, a tomb, perhaps. A temple, almost certainly. Some people see it as the great calendar. But what is absolutely clear from the central figure, which is Isis, the Egyptian goddess, which the Nabateans had taken to their hearts. And this temple faces east towards the rising sun. So with Isis up there, and its orientation was suggested to do with birth, with life, with fertility. Gosh, just look at this room. Absolutely incredible. It's a sort of natural marbling. This is the wonder of Petra, the beauty of nature, combined with the skill of man to create a very, very special place indeed. Petra was built by the Nabatean people more than 2,000 years ago. At its peak, the city was home to 30,000 people, before being finally abandoned around 1,000 years ago. The Nabateans were merchants who controlled the Holy Land's key trade routes. These links brought influences from the great ancient civilizations of the region, the Greeks, the Romans, and the Egyptians. The cliffs are alive with tombs, alive with death, I suppose. I say, as I look around, everywhere I see doors cut into rock faces, all of which would have contained bodies of the people that once lived here. This was a thriving city. The tomb of the obelisks has echoes of ancient Egypt.
To the Nabateans, the obelisks represented the souls of the dead buried in the tomb.
Wow. Inside there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main burial places. And this is clearly the most important one, with a great big arch above it. And over this texturing on the stonework, there's all this soot blackening. I suppose that's from centuries of Bedouin inhabitation. These nomadic people would have come up here, lit fires, cooked, and then moved on.
It's likely the Bedouins were responsible for clearing all the tombs of their contents, including any treasure.
The portal here, the door, leads to what's now called a triclinium, which is simply a banqueting room with benches on 3 sides. There are many of these in Petra, used to celebrate the gods, or perhaps part of the ritual of funerals. A funeral feast would be held in here.
I leave behind the most beautiful graveyard on earth and climb the Nabateans' holy mountain.
Phew. This is the high place of the Nabateans, their sacred acropolis. This is where they would pray to their gods, to Shara in particular, the god of the mountains. They kneel, the Nabateans, and look to the altar over there, on which there would have been some abstract image of Dushara. A rock bigger, but this'll do. I'm on the altar now, rather wicked really. And you can see from here the world as seen by the Nabateans from their very special, holy, high place. I'm on